Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Shelf Media Society. Yes, we have the one, the only, it's Jamie Powell. Yes. How are you?
Hello. Yes, I'm very well. How are you doing?
Good, thanks. Good. Really, really excited that you've agreed to come on, and I'm so excited for our chat. I've had good chats, I feel, so I'm really looking forward to this one, to be fair.
No problem. The bill's in the post.
Yeah, yeah, but not really appreciate it. You're such a staple in the community, I feel, and to get you on is a privilege, to be fair. So really, really pleased. So anyway, let's just delve right into it. In the sense of, I guess, do you want to give a bit of backstory to people that might not know who you are, your channel, what you're about, what you kind of do, and all of that?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm Jamie Powell. I have a YouTube channel, same name. Basically, I love films, talking about movies. I do a lot of shop vlogs where I go out seeing what's the new releases. I do silly skits with me in a wig called Crazy J, and it's my alter ego. And there's a lot of vulgar stuff going on there, but it's just a bit of fun, a bit of a joke, and I just love talking film. I do film reviews, and that's basically it, really. I'm a bit bonkers, but I think that's what keeps me going. I've been on and off YouTube for last year or so, stuff going on, but I've come back now and film are ready to continue and keep going. So I'm enjoying the journey, and I'm now delving into making short films now. So that's my future plans. But until then, just keep regular content coming up as much as I can around work and life, etc. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
just love me film and being a bit daft, really.
There we go. Well, if you do like Jamie stuff and you haven't seen his channel, which you probably have if you're in the community, there is a link down below if you haven't checked it out. So, of course, throughout the video, head down there and follow it. But yeah, touching on that, short films. I really wanted to touch on that because you've obviously started delving into, safe to say, your first, I guess, one that you've done recently, the
Yeah,
recent
yeah,
one.
Milk Two Sugars. It was yeah, it was something different. I wanted to do something a bit different, even though it's kind of I'm a bit restricted of what I can do, but I try my best to do what I can with what I've got. It was just an idea I had, and I thought, when I think of short films, I'm restrained because I have to think of what I can do at home or in the area. But I have loads of ideas of things I want to do, but I just don't have a camera crew or nothing like that, or team or
No.
people. I've got friends that can help out here and there, but it's time restricting as well. But yeah, I've just really loved finally making a first sort of like short film, and I've got plans for 2 or 3 more I want to do. So it's just getting time. But yeah, it's just something that I've always loved filmmaking and find interesting. Reading about how how they make films, and I just wanted to do one myself. And if it's rubbish, it doesn't matter. It's just a YouTube channel. It's just a place to experiment and put up anything. If people like it, great. If they don't, great. At least they gave it a chance.
Yeah.
If they give it a chance, they don't like it. That's perfectly fine. We're all entitled to an opinion and everything. And any criticisms I take on, and I try to do better next time. Try
Learn
and
from
learn
it.
my craft a bit.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You got to start somewhere. And at the end of the day, like for a start, I mean, I did a review for yourself, and it was really, really good. It was really, really exceeded my expectations, anyway, so to say. But I think you really tested yourself and proved that for instance, like I wouldn't have the confidence to go and film a short film like that. For instance, I sit here in this little corner holding up pieces of plastic and talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I feel safe and confident. So for you to push yourself out of that space of and try something new, it's really admirable. So yeah, if you haven't checked it out, I'll put a specific link to the short film down below because you really should check it out.
Thank
So
you.
anyways, I guess one of the big things, are we getting a physical release of Milk Two Sugars? Like, will that ever happen one
No.
day?
Well, maybe
Damn
one
it.
day. If I do like a selection of films. I do like quite. Once I got down to say maybe like if they're like 20 minutes each. If I do like I don't know maybe like 10 or something, then I might I've got a friend of mine who can pop some of my videos onto Blu-ray. I've got a few saved already because you never know if YouTube's going to take your channel down. So,
Of course.
but yeah, so I've got them just saved. But maybe one day I might, when I've done a few, so then people can buy it. Buying a 20-minute film when you can watch it for free on
Yeah.
YouTube is a bit.
Yeah.
So I'll wait until there's a few films done, and I might But I wouldn't charge people a lot of money for it
Mm.
because it's maybe the postage or something. But
Yeah.
we shall see. Maybe one day.
No, I definitely think I definitely be in that market for that, and I would like a signed copy from the director himself,
Of
creator himself, of course.
I'll get
Um,
Crazy Day to deliver it for you.
yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Please do, please do. I'll then issue a restraining order after that. Great. No, as I say, really admirable. I wanted to touch on that, especially at the start of the show, in terms of somebody in the community that I watched before I joined the community. To be fair, you know. Very much enjoyed your videos. Now, obviously, you had a bit of a break. Totally understand. The short film really resonated with me, as I know your background and why it was, really important,
Yeah,
and just everything was just really like thing, and just really admirable. So, as I say, wanted to call that out. So
I'm not
let's
taking compliments. So.
no, it's fine. So let's go back then. Let's go back for yourself. Physical media. Do you remember where it started for yourself? What your first ever pickup was? What's your story, I suppose, of getting into
Well,
physical space?
I guess I'm old, so I remember things like VHS.
Hmm.
So I remember, I think I got two for Christmas, and my first, I think about one, and I remember Mum buying these two films, well, two videos, and one was The Snowman by Raymond Briggs, animated short, fantastic film. That's very popular, very famous. And the other one of my friends, Jim Jam's favorite film, Neverending Story. That was the first two videos that I ever had, or given anyway. And then I just loved collecting videos, going to the shops to buy them, usually in supermarkets or and then HMVR price and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I remember VHS was big when I was a kid and just loved collecting them. And then DVDs came along, obviously quite a long time later, and it was much better. I went mad on DVD. I think I bought almost every DVD that came out, and then Blu-ray came along, and then I don't do 4K, but the first video was Snowman and Neverending Story, and then the first DVD was The Majestic with Jim Carrey, and then the first Blu-ray was Kick-Ass and the Jackie Chan Karate Kid. They're the two I got because they were like a deal of two for 25 quid. I think they were at the time at HMV.
Yeah.
I haven't delved into 4K. I did have a 4K player once. I was given it as a gift from a friend, but it wouldn't play my American discs. So I thought the picture and sound for me on my TV didn't really look that much different. So I figured I could stick to the normal Blu-ray, and
Hmm.
that's it. So yeah, I've always loved collecting films. And it's always interesting when you get like different editions and stuff. It makes it more fun. Gives you more choice. If you specifically like a certain film, out of 10 films, like one in particular, it's nice that one comes with like
Hmm.
bonus stuff that you take interest in. Whereas a lot of them, it's just some films that you like, but you're not too bothered about all the stuff that comes with it. So
Yeah, yeah, of course. No, I agree with you. The sense of like Blu-ray for me, I think I've said on the record is the best format. Yeah, 4K is great, but bang for your buck. In terms of the price of a Blu-ray versus the 4K is totally different, and the
mm,
quality is not worth that bit extra jump up. Really, I don't think. Which is why a lot of my 4Ks I kind of get on that 3 for 50 kind of deal, which is then brings it down to that the Blu-ray price, so to speak.
yeah,
But yeah. So I can totally see that. I think Blu-ray. If anyone's telling me, "Oh, I want to get into physical media, where do I go?" Go Blu-ray, because you real good value for money, without even getting into CEX prices for £1, £2, £3 pickup, so
yeah,
to speak. You know.
yeah.
Great. So we're going to really focus today on like talking more about packaging and Blu-ray packaging, so to speak, and the difference between buying a film for the film versus the packaging itself. So, do you think that people sometimes lose sight of the film itself, and they potentially get
Oh,
caught up in things like packaging, steelbooks, limited
yeah.
editions?
I think a lot of people, it's like if you go for a meal and it looks nice, you want to eat it,
Mm,
and if you see a film that you really like and it's got great packaging, you're going to be drawn to that more. When it comes to films that just standard films that you would pick up, but I do think that people do focus a lot. It's become like this thing now where they release like a big box version of a film of posters and art cards and or I don't know, something to do with the film, and then then release like a standard version down the line. Like Arrow do that quite a lot with their
Yeah.
releases, like the spaghetti westerns of Clint Eastwood. They've done the individual big box editions, posters and stuff. Then they've done like an individual without anything, and now they've got a trilogy coming out of Arrow. So it's like they keep re-releasing the stuff. But I think it's become to the point now where people are more interested in the packaging and the actual boxes and all the stuff that comes with it than the actual film itself. I mean, there's these sets you get like I forget the name of the brand, but they cost like £120 because they've got like lenticular sleeves and stuff. And I think it's the same discs inside. You should buy a film for the film. I mean, all the other stuff's nice. When you get a good price and you're happy with it, then by all means, this is just my take.
Yes.
I mean, I know people like Big Paulie. He loves buying all these big extravagant sets and stuff, and that's all power to him. But for me, it's more about if I love the film, I'll get it at the best restoration. I'm more interested in the restoration if it's a good picture and sound rather than what it comes in. So I mean, some 4Ks have been known to be better than, worse than Blu-ray, and some DVDs are meant to be better than Blu-ray. So it's all about finding the best picture and sound for me, and anything else is a bonus. But
Yeah. Yeah, because I think, funny enough, we have had an episode on the show where we've got somebody that's basically doing content around watching films, and his channel is called Blu-ray Broskies on TikTok, and his challenge basically is watching Blu-rays every single day, watch a Blu-ray from his collection for the year, so that he watches his collection. And as you say, that when we delved into that conversation, which was up previously for the people watching, if you've missed it, go back. But it's really interesting because it's that importance of actually watching the film rather than just buying it to have the piece on the shelf so that it looks thing. I guess you kind of agree in that space. So do you say you watch many Blu-rays? Do you think that's like the one thing you watch most of the time, is in terms of your physical media? Is that do you watch a lot of them?
I do. I tend to. I usually get sometimes because obviously I work a lot and sometimes I make the videos. So getting time to actually watch your collection, it becomes like almost like a rarity. But when I do, I sometimes plan like days where I'll pile up the films that I want to watch, and then I'll put them aside, and then if the wife goes out to work or she goes shopping or goes out with a friend, I will go straight to that pile if I've got no plans and put one on. I love watching these films. I buy films, but the problem of being a collector is that you buy all these films and they just sit on the shelf for months and months, still sealed, and then by the time you go to watch it, it's like £3 a CEX. But but no, I've made it a thing now. When I left YouTube for that break, I found myself, because obviously my wife wasn't well, we would stay in bed sometimes, or she was laying in bed. I'd watch the film, and I got through so much of my collection. It was quite shocking. And it was I really, I love watching my films. But I go to the cinema every week. But I've now made it this thing that I watch at least 3 of the Blu-rays I've bought a week. But I tend to watch more. If I get a spare day, I will watch 3 to 4 films a day if I can do it, if I can fit it in. So I'm wanting to make, because sometimes you can watch a film and change your mind on it and want to pass it on and make space for the next one you want to get. So
Yeah.
but yeah,
But
it's just time. That's the
that's
issue.
and that's something I've started to do in my videos. Like, I try and choose one of the pickups every week now, and then watch her in the week, and then talk about it the week after. Because I found myself the same as you, buying stuff, put it on the shelf, forgetting about it, and then away we go, buy the next thing. And you sat there like, Christ, I've got more in the collection that I haven't seen and watched than that I have actually
Yeah,
watched and stuff. So
it does build up. I mean, the best
yeah.
one for doing that is Kermit's Ghost, because he comes up say, "What am I picking up this week?" and then he'll do like, and here's 4 films or whatever, and that he's watched over the week.
Yeah.
So he's really good for that.
Shout out to Alan. Yeah, really, really good content if you've not watched. But yeah, no, it's important to watch your films basically, and as you say, we can always hone in on that packaging, and we can really be like hung up on, oh yeah, but it looks nice, but at the same time, all right, we have choice nowadays. I think it's safe to say, isn't it? Like you say, Arrow, they releasing the same trilogy 3 different ways.
Yeah,
And however you want to collect it and grab it, it's kudos to you, so to speak. But ultimately you got to make sure you watch it, not just buy it to just sit there,
Yeah,
so to speak.
yeah.
Yeah. So, do I guess this was a question I had in terms of, do boutique labels such as Criterion and Arrow make it harder not to care about packaging? Because obviously especially Arrow, their prime focus really is those limited edition sets that they tend to release
Mm.
first. Do you think that they make it harder to not care about the packaging because it's so luxurious?
Well, there's some films that I love. Like, say for example, the Ninja Turtle trilogy that came out. They had like postcards and posters and books and all, booklets and all the rest of it. And I generally am interested in those extras, and I think it's nice to have films that you are, like I said earlier, a big fan of. To get all that stuff is really cool. It's just like I said, it's just the standard films that you like, but you don't need all that
Yeah.
stuff. And sometimes when they opposite, all we can get is that, and it's a bit more pricier, it's a little frustrating because you just think, I guess a film that I would wait. So you tend to wait for it to go down in price, or they might release, like I said, a second edition or something. Um, the thing that I've noticed recently, they're starting to release on Arrow some films in 4K only and not Blu-ray. So things
Hmm.
like Red Planet. It's frustrating to me. There's another one. There was a Begonia with Emma Stone that came out on Blu-ray, but the original was released by Arrow. I forget the name of it. Save Our Planet, I think it is.
Mm.
That's only been released on 4K, and I really want to watch that, but I can't watch it because I haven't got a 4K Blu-ray player. So for me, it's frustrating because they're releasing all these nice big sets, but I can't watch them because it's just 4K. So
Okay. Mm.
that's another
And
thing, I guess. But
yeah, and steelbooks are another thing as well, because steelbooks tend to just be 4K nowadays, and sometimes you
mm,
can get a 4K and a Blu-ray in the disc. Sometimes you can just get a 4K now, obviously. So, I don't know about your opinion on steelbooks. Like, do you dabble in that space a little bit, or?
about it, it comes and goes for me. With steelbooks, I find because most of my collection is Blu-ray. I find they stick out. They stick out a bit too much. But
Yeah.
special films, I picked up two recently, mainly for the wife. I'm not using that as an excuse, but it was the Wicked Part Two and Zootropolis Two. Now I enjoy both. But for me, I just bought the standard Blu-rays. But for the wife, she likes these special editions as well, and she liked the art on the steelbooks. So I think steelbooks for me are there has to be something really special, or has some artwork that is truly beautiful that you can't get anywhere else.
Mm.
But most of the time, I stick to my Amarais because if you drop a steelbook, it's buggered, isn't it? You can't do nothing with it then. And all you'll
Yeah.
ever notice when you pick it up, even if you buy a steelbook and it's got a dent on it or something, the first thing you ever notice isn't the artwork; it's that dent because you know
Dent.
it's there. You look for it.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
if you drop a normal Amaray case Blu-ray, it's going to be all right. As long as the
Yeah.
discs are, you're fine. So yeah, I think like I said, it's each to their own. I have
Mm.
no beef with people who do buy these things, but some of these steelbooks are so expensive. It's like £35, and when you get the Blu-ray for 50, you can buy two Blu-rays for that price. You can almost, if you wait, get three for 50, and it makes it a better deal. But
Yeah.
I think they're just overpriced now. Everything's
Yeah.
getting overpriced, but even
Yeah.
Blu-rays are going.
Totally agree. Everything does seem to be going up a little bit, doesn't it? So it is something to watch. And certain deals stopping, as you said, about 2 for 25. I think that's kind of kicking around. But like, we used to have 5 for 30, which I don't think that's
Yeah,
ever going to come back. But you know, yeah, all these deals are just disappearing. I will say the one thing about steelbooks for me is, if you are a steelbook collector and then you get primarily steelbook things, you're kind of looking at from your shelf point of view, you've got it really uniform. If you know what I mean, it all looks really good. But touching on case size and uniformity, because I think you mentioned that in our chat beforehand.
yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
the debate of 11
That.
millimeter to 14 versus 14 millimeter that we previously had here in the UK, and for anyone that doesn't know, certain studios have started to now shift to that 11 millimeter size, and of course, if you have a collection, let's say you've mentioned earlier, Marvel, you know,
Yeah.
14 millimeter until a certain point, on 11 mil. Do you want to touch on that and how that gripes you?
Oh, yeah. This is a bit of a bugbear. It doesn't really. It's not important in the scheme of things in life, but with your collection, if you start a collection of something, say like Marvel, it's a good example. When they first started making their Blu-rays, they would either come out just the Blu-ray on itself, no sleeves sometimes, and sometimes they would then put slip covers on them. And then they then started doing slip covers for the films which hadn't had slip covers previously, but they'd make them all match, which is nice. And then they stopped doing that and then do a different design. So the slip cover thing changes all the time. But the thing that annoys me with sizes is that you can buy, like I said, Marvel, you can buy Guardians of the Galaxy 1, it's in a thick case. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, it's in a thick case. The third one is in a thin case. And 1 and 2 could come with slip covers and the third one doesn't. And you're like, so it just looks silly on the shelf. So when my Marvel collection, some have got slips, some haven't. So I've taken all the slips off because I like everything to match. I've got like an OCD with collections of things, and everything that comes in a thin case, I put in a thick case. So it's the same way. It's really silly, I know, but when you look on the shelf and you see slip cover, thick case, slip cover, thin case, slip cover. Oh my god! Just stick to one thing. Do either wear slip covers and thick cases, or no slip cover and thick cases, or keep the thin cases with slip covers. It's a complete mishmash, and it just looks silly on the shelf. It looks, I don't know, it just doesn't look right on the shelf to me. But
No, yeah.
I'm sure there's people that do agree, and there's a lot of people out there saying just get over it. It's just a slip cover and it's just a film size. But it's just nice. I like things to line up and look nice as a collection. If it's so that's, I want them to release Mission Impossible where they all have the same spines because they're all over the
All over the place. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, is the uniformity in the studios kind of doesn't make sense. Like, I always resort back to my Indiana Jones ones here, where, Indy's kind of at the top here, but then on the newest one, Dial of Destiny, he's down the bottom, and the UHD
Yeah,
logo is up the top, and stuff like that. Like, they don't really take that into consideration, I don't think, in terms of what have we currently got in a specific movie collection. Let's just mirror that for the next one. It's very
yeah,
straightforward, but yeah, and I've recently come across the whole slipcover stroke thin case debate in my Disneys, because I've got all the Disneys now with the slip,
yeah,
the premium, the nice numbered slips and stuff. And Strange World, Wish are slim cases, but you have to have the slim one in that case because the slipcover is slim.
yeah.
So you can't change the case out as I
Yeah.
would,
That's really
because
frustrating as well.
yeah, oh, so annoying. But yeah, so I guess it's safe to say then, do you think it ruins the look of your collection when everything doesn't line up cleanly for yourself? Are you someone that likes it to look quite uniform?
I like it to look uniform. I think it looks smart and it looks it looks all part of the same thing.
Yeah,
But when it's all over the shop and it just makes it look untidy and
yeah,
doesn't look like it's all connected, and that's what I don't like. I think it's like a trilogy box set. You want all three films to look the same on the spine or something, with like part one, part two, like Back to the Future. I don't mind if a trilogy is put into one case and it has just trilogy written on it or something. That's fine. But
yeah,
it's just when it comes to a set of films, I like them to line up because it makes it feel like they're all one thing together.
yeah. Mm.
And if it isn't, then it just feels like it could be a whole bunch of things. So, and but it's not the end of the world. It's not going to,
No, no, no.
it's not like I sit
Yeah,
there going, oh God,
yeah,
oh God, Guardians 3. No, I'm not like
yeah.
that at all. It's
No,
just stupid
it's the things we have to
movies.
do, I suppose.
Yeah.
I've got an example here with Fast and the Furious, the 8 movie collection, and then I go straight to number 9 and then number 10. Purely because I have to have that one, because they never released on 4K anyways, number 4 and 5, I don't
All
believe,
right.
in 4K in the UK. I think they only did numbers 1, 2 and 3. Number 1 was only a steelbook, number 2 was an Amaray, number 3 was an Amaray, number 4 they never released, number 5 they never released, I believe, number 6 they did. So it's all just messy. So it's easy to just get that box set and then carry
Yeah.
on. But yeah, it's another example of having
Yeah.
to have all the films. You kind of need to bodge around, I suppose.
Mm.
I think another one that comes to mind is Jurassic Park on 4K is a franchise that I don't think they've ever just released the first Jurassic Park movie on its own on an Amaray release. I think it's always only ever been in a box set.
Yeah.
And you sometimes see them in CEX, like they do the trilogy box set, I think it is, and they might be individually there. But again, you can't just get a nice slip, with this, obviously the new ones now,
Mm.
Dominion and Rebirth, having the slip covers. then
Yeah.
you've got a box set going into slipcovers and all of that. So yeah, it's the uniformity on the shelf is you have to just sometimes do with what you can, I suppose, given with what we've got, so to speak. Um, so I guess, speaking about that shelf, how do you display your shelf? Do you display it like, is it a visual nicety or is it?
No, it's not. Well, the thing is, I really need to sort out my collection. When we moved into this, because obviously we moved last year, or just the year before, and then stuff happened, and then I haven't had a chance to actually sort out my collection. My main bookshelf does look like all the Halloween films are together, all the Jurassic Park films together, so that's all good. But with the other stuff that I've bought over like the last year, say, it's just piled up. It's just piled up
Yeah,
in
yeah,
front of
yeah,
me because we don't have a lot of space in the flat, so I have to be very careful because obviously these things take up room.
yeah,
I do intend to sort that and dress that, but at the moment I'm trying to. I want to, it's almost like I want to declutter my collection and just will it down to all my favourites rather than having just piles of films that I like. But when I first started YouTube, I think I wanted to buy films just to show something off at the end of the video.
yeah.
Um, but
Mm,
now I've got to the point where I only buy films that I want, either I really want in the collection, or films that I really want to see that I can't watch on streaming. But if it's on streaming, even if it's a rental, I might rent it now because a lot of films aren't coming with. I like my slip covers. If it comes with a slip, I'm more tempted to buy it, but because I like having because all the others are in slip covers or whatever. But if it
yeah,
doesn't, I tend to wait until it's cheaper. But I don't buy every film now that I really like because I enjoyed Marty Wilde. I thought it was quite good. It is Marty Wilde. Is it Marty Supreme? Sorry,
Pin.
I keep
Yeah,
calling it Marty Wilde for something. Marty Supreme with Wonka guy. Um, I enjoyed it, but I don't think I'd watch it over and over and over. But
again.
it was the old me would because I liked it would have bought it. Now I'm like, I might watch that on streaming down the line, but I've got
Yeah,
stuff that I would rather watch in my collection. So
yeah, yeah. And that's the whole point, isn't it? Your shelves are supposed to represent you, and if you have more things, and I've definitely done this, if you have things on yourself where you're like, I don't really care for a lot of this, then it kind of, you're looking at all of that stuff and then you're not actually looking at the things that you might want to watch and you might miss certain things and that kind of thing. So getting focus, which like yourself, I do a decluttering every January. I kind of see it as like a nice reset for the year, do a video on it, go through, get rid of some nice CEX voucher at the end of it. Hey ho.
yeah,
But yeah, it's important to take stock sometimes because, and especially for content purposes, as you said, like I literally buy stuff for content quite a lot, which, you need to do in this space. But at the same time, you also need to think, yeah, why am I buying this? Ultimately, what is
yeah.
the purpose of this, and all of that.
What I might thought about doing was instead of like if I do a video and I don't buy any Blu-rays and that on
Mm.
that trip, I might like take an old film and I've bought and say, well, I haven't bought anything this week, but I just want to talk about this film which I bought and it's like an older release and saying this is what I think of it and why I think you should watch it. That
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I love to do. And I used to do that with like my Blu-ray hunts and kind of because I was very much my focus was trying to find films. And, I'm not sure if you're somebody that maybe you used to in terms of doing blind buys. Now you're more, I don't know, are you more inclined
I've
to not do a blind buy
the
now?
amount of shit I have bought thinking it's going to be good, and
Yeah.
it ends up in CEX, and they can be like really collect. I mean, I've got a few to go to CEX. I bought this one recently. I got it decided because I'm sorting out my films.
Yeah.
This one, the Sana collection. The first one I didn't like at all, and the second one was a little bit better. But I spent 17.99 on this quite recently, and I'm thinking that's going straight to CX
Still not going to
because
watch it.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
watch it again. I just think
Yeah.
I've done myself in there. But
Yeah.
I've been into a thing of into Japanese horror recently, and I've just been buying any Japanese horror going because there's been some really amazing ones. But I keep forgetting that there's some really bad ones out
Bad
there
ones
as
out there.
well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. It's something you've got to look at. But anyways, yeah. To wrap it up, then, I would like to just ask one final question. Would you ever rebuy a film just to make your collection look uniform? So if you said about collections earlier, do you have all the Marvel ones? Is there a film in there that you maybe do not like? You wish you never owned it physically, but you have to have it to complete all the Marvel ones, for instance?
Oh, I see what I mean. Yeah. I don't have all of the Marvels. I don't like Eternals very much, as well known.
Yeah.
I thought rip off of DC, but I probably would watch it again to give it another go. I don't own Madam Web, but I didn't hate it like everybody else did, but I didn't love it enough to buy it,
Yeah.
or like it enough to buy it, I should say. I don't own every single film and Marvel, but so we don't have every single Disney film because not all of them are available.
Good. Yeah. Yeah.
But I like to. I'm kind of a completist, but I think I'm trying to focus more on films that I would watch. I mean, the last Mission Impossible film for me was good, but it wasn't as good as the previous one. But I still bought it because I still liked it, and it makes the set complete.
Yeah.
But it would be it would be like the last one I've watched because obviously it goes in order anyway. But
Yeah.
when it comes to complete, I haven't got every Marvel, I haven't got every DC.
Hmm.
And if I don't like the film, I wouldn't really want to watch it. Then I don't really need to have it on the shelf,
Yeah.
and I need space. So space
Yeah.
is everything for
Space is.
collectors. So
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
answer
No.
is I don't have everything of
Yeah.
any like massive collections, but it would be nice though. It would be nice to have it all complete.
I guess that's where
But
we're slightly different because I definitely buy things like the Sony Universe stuff. Like I really like the Venom films, Madam Web not so much, Morbius not so much, but I have them
yeah,
all because I need all the Sony Universe stuff in like line because that's my uniformity, so to speak. Um, so yeah, that's an interesting take. But yeah, no, great. And I'm sure there's viewers watching that definitely can relate. And if you can relate, please do comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on the episode. And of course, please do click on the link down below to check out Jamie's channel. I've said it to yourself, but a very creative individual on YouTube, and I really, really am so pleased that you came on the show today.
oh, thank you for the invite, and
Yeah,
anytime, always happy
yeah,
to help.
definitely. We'll look to get you on again. As I say, this is a show created for the community by the community. So if there's anybody in the community or any other collector that is watching that wants to be part, just hit me a message and you can be part of the show. You've got something to say, then this is something for everybody. But as I say, Jamie, thank you so much for coming on, and everyone, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in an episode coming soon next week. Bye, everyone.